Welcome to
Motorcycles and Misfits.
Coming to you from
sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Nice try. You forgot Recycle Garage.
At the Recycle Garage.
That's teamwork, yes.
Makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah. It was not bad for
Not bad for first time.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Liza, and I'm just gonna say it. I had another great weekend. I did. Wore myself out a little bit on a ride, but I wasn't the only one.
Oh, on a ride. Okay.
Yeah, I went for a ride.
Went for a ride, huh? eyebrows.
Well, let's get to who is here. It's kind of fun. It's like the full house again.
It's a sausage party
in
over
the
here.
studio. Though I still expect there to be another butt filling a seat. We'll see. But joining us for the first time, all the way from Marietta, Georgia,
Home of the big chicken.
we got Ed.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Ed.
Hey.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
And in the driver's seat tonight, it's Stumpy John.
6 days and counting, baby.
Ooh.
6 days. Let's go.
That's funny you said that, because that phrase is going to come up later in this podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Filling some big shoes on the classy girl couch tonight.
Give it to beans, baby.
And we've got Dave,
Hello.
who is a Canuck.
I'm a Canuck.
A
yes,
Canuck, yes.
admittedly. And my back is sore. All the way from Canuck Land.
It's kind of been Canuck season here the last couple months.
Canuckistan.
Yeah. And going around definitely could fill her shoes and more. It's Ray Ray.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Wow, that's all you got, Ray?
Hey. I yeah.
Excited to be here, I can tell.
Wow.
I'm sorry, did we wake
Bring
you
in
up
the
from your
energy.
nap?
I didn't have my nap. I'm just,
Bring in the energy, baby.
it's up to you to keep me entertained.
It's our job.
All right. Well, going around the room, it's Neil. Neil, what's the spiel?
The spiel we'll get to later.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And looking sexy in leather.
As always.
That's always.
I got the view here. I got the view here, too.
It's Douglas.
Sun's out, guns out. I got burnt today.
Yeah, someone's out today. Not as much yesterday.
No, yesterday sucked.
Yeah, no, yesterday was pretty foggy.
It
That's
was winter
California. That's Santa Cruz for you. One day it's glorious, and
It
when
was
the
winter
day
time.
after it's shit.
time. And of course, it's always sunny in Velveeta, Oregon. We got Bagel.
Always sunny unless it's rainy.
We're just going to pretend it's always sunny.
There's sun up there somewhere.
Yeah. So we had a good day in the garage today. We helped some people. We had children running around. Yeah,
God,
and I
horrible.
was saving for this. There was a present left for me on the workbench that I'll pass around. So Scotty's daughter, Belden, was going around asking me, like, what are my favorite things?
You didn't say dildos, did you?
No. Oh, but that will come up. And drew a picture of a mole possum riding a motorcycle.
Oh,
Cool.
Because I said I like moles and possums.
That is super cool.
Isn't that cute?
Très cool.
Yeah, kids' art to hang up. I love to bring it back to them when they're like 19.
where is Scotty, by the way? Where is Scotty?
Scotty has a daughter.
I know, but where is she?
She went home.
Oh.
Because she...
Oh, I mean, it's her time. I mean, yeah. Okay. I thought she was going to Nepal. I mean, not Nepal, Gobi Desert.
3 weeks.
Mongolia.
3 weeks.
Oh,
she
3
said.
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's crazy. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was... poor Jake shows up. He's got basket case stuff.
He's making progress on all of those bikes, though. It's amazing.
He is.
He is. Every week he comes and he's
the guy we all used to be.
Yeah.
Who's buying the $300
He'll get
1978
He'll
Honda
get over it soon.
that's missing, impossible to
but
find parts.
He's gonna realize his
slowly
time is worthy.
He had, 4 bikes or something? 3 bikes? He had that little P50, right?
Or 70 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
70.
Yeah.
That thing's going good now. He got the 2-stroke running today, pretty sure the oil was going in good. And then he had that other Honda, the XL, right? Yeah.
Most people prove the point of there's no such thing as a free bike, but Jake just persists and makes it worth it. He does. I don't know why. And I'm like, I don't know where you're planning on riding that thing. And then he was like, well, I was riding it and it conked out on me. And I'm like, I just want to be clear. What's your expectations? You think that this old $300 Honda is a reliable bike?
Yeah, right.
It's got a major piston rattle going on. I don't know how long it's going to last before the rod exits the case at some point. Sounds not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing Evelyn under the bus, but she also is in a place that I used to be, a lot of us used to be, when what's up? Yeah, you guys get to fight over that seat.
We're not fighting for shit. I'll go back home and have a barbecue. I'll hang out for a minute, though. Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. And, of course, Evelyn is kind of at that point where, when you don't want to take, like, your gas tank off, you don't want to, like, it's like, that's like a major thing to start digging in. And then it's like so much work to put it back together. I'm not throwing her under the bus, but I remember when you try and like reach under and do stuff because it's all that work. And I was like, you might as well just
it's not something you start at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right. But also, she's like, well, we're just going to do it next week. We're just going to replace this part. Well, how do you know it's that part? Well, I did some research and I think it's that part. Like, how do you get to that part? I don't know. We'll just do it next week. I'm like, trust me, the second time is so much faster. You gotta remember, like, first time it'll take you like a half hour, and the second time takes you like 5 minutes.
One thing on an older bike is you may have old hoses that break and fray. And
you get your parts first.
Or worse, the bolt.
Oh, yes.
That you over-tighten because you're like, I got it perfect this time. And
I guarantee
you over-tighten it.
that
5 minutes later.
That water pump has not been apart in 50 years.
Right. That's why I was like, do what you got to do.
45 years.
Just to like, to get to it or to take it off. But yeah. I mean, it's a cycle we've gone through here at the garage, Doug. You remember how many times people are like, you have to encourage them to take that leap. Been there with you. John's eternally there, but you just have to, like,
well, one of the
dig in.
One of the things that's hard, and it's easy to say here, in the studio, but to dig in, and I've heard Emma say it, sometimes you have to take the bull by the horns, but that's a big leap. Like, I'll give you an example. We were painting an engine case, and we took our time. We heated it. We rattle canned it. But if you ever seen Emma paint, she knows what she's doing. And it came out great. And there was a tiny drip that Matt noticed because he was with us. And it was like shit. So she picked up, I forget, like a thing of brake cleaner or something, and started spraying this thing we had just painted for like 20 minutes. And then rubbed it out. And I'm like, oh, my God, it ended up working. And she goes, sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns. But to have that leap of confidence.
Yeah.
That can go so wrong if it does.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is it's just something we see with everyone, and it's like, go ahead and just take things apart, because the next time you do, it's just so much easier, and it's faster to get to it. And sometimes people just kind of need that push. Oh, you reminded me of a thing, since Emma's not here. This is a trick she's shown me a couple of times, and I keep forgetting, so this time I'm like recited it to memory. This is one of those tricks that like mechanics have learned over the years that is so helpful. All right, how many times have you gone to remove something? It could be not even on a motorcycle, anything, with a Phillips head screw, and the screw starts to strip.
Yeah.
Like
every freaking time.
That's
like
why I have an impact in my...
Like a car bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, now what's the next step? Oh, we're going to have to drill it out. Maybe try and easy out. Maybe, all these different things. And Emma's like, no. She has a trick. And it has worked so many times. So I wanted to make sure I remembered it and shared it with everyone because I love it. If you take and Bagel, I'm curious if you know this trick. Mm-hmm. If you take a 6-inch socket extension, like a 3/8 socket extension, it doesn't have to be 6 inch, it could be a 2 inch, but a lot of people have one of those 6 inches around.
Sure.
The end that goes into the socket is square, but it's also kind of a rounded tip. You put that on top of the screw and you get a good, like a mallet or a hammer, and you go whack. And it bends those splines back down into place.
Smushes it a little bit.
It smushes it back down, because what's happening is they're being displaced, they come up. You push them, and you push them back down, and oftentimes, and also just that impact.
I think it's that as much as anything. I think the other thing, and normally when Emma does it, it's 3. It's not 1. It's like like I've seen on like side cases, like on an engine side case on an old bike, whatever. And just what Liza said, a 6-inch extension, and whack, 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 but robustly, like not like wham, wham, wham. and I think it's that impact effect breaks things loose. Also, like I had to get those. I went back to the house to get my bark busters off today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And one of the screws was just stuck on. I cranked it on too tight, of course, and I tried it. So that's what I did. And I got something. I went whack, 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 and it kind of popped right out.
It's one of those things that's just so simple and brilliant. And it's like, Doug, how many years I've been doing this? And I'm like, I didn't even know that, right?
Never heard of that.
But the fact it reforms the actual
star, it reforms the star.
It really does
for the Phillips.
Yeah,
so
it's brilliant.
That's a gift I'm taking from Emma and giving back to the world.
I had a good little top tip today.
Ooh.
So watch YouTube. If you don't know what you're doing like me, I watch YouTube and it works really well. So I had to replace a cable on the tin array because I kind of broke part of it, putting my bark busters on, just being impatient. And, for a $30 cable, I'm like, just going to replace it. But the cable kind of went down through, it looked like almost through the frame or the steering head, but under the tank. And like to actually replace it, like looking at it, you're like, oh shit, do I have to take the tank off or whatever? But I watched a video, and all this guy did was, and it was one of these things. Once you saw it, you're like, duh. But he just had the old cable, took the new cable, taped it to it basically, and then fish taped it through. And I was like, that was brilliant.
That's an electrician trick.
Yeah, I did it once. The first time I did it backwards. Thank God Doug caught it. I'm like, it's all anyway. But yeah, that was a fun little easy trick.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's just the little things that make it so much easier, right?
Yeah.
So let's do a little ride report. We did a little ride. So we've got Ed and Dave here, who are listeners. Just like last weekend, we had some listeners. We love having guests over.
Because they brought donuts today. I called them out, and they just totally were like, oh, here you go. I'm like, where are the donuts at? They're like, yep. And they brought them.
It was perfect.
Anyway.
You willed it, I believe. Yeah. So they said, hey, we're coming into town. You want to go for a ride or something? I'm like, yes. So it started out a drizzly, dreary, foggy morning.
This was yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah. June gloom in May.
Was that not the sunny California weather you were expecting?
I felt we were being lied to on arrival.
It was a Georgia winter.
There you go.
Yeah. And I was actually a little concerned about going up into the hills because sometimes those roads can get pretty slick. But we opted to go because it usually burns off. It's just weird fog bank, and that's what happens when the warm air of the hits the ocean and it makes fog. So they met us at the garage, and we headed up the coast for a nice cool ride at the coast. And then did Gazos Creek, and Swanton. I said we won't do Swanton, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing Swanton. There are these little side roads
right at the end of Swanton before you start coming back down towards the highway. That view,
yes, you guys like that, right?
Stunning,
breathtaking.
Is that post fire? Did the fire take those trees out, or has that always been like that?
That area hasn't been fire affected
because you get that view of Año.
I don't know, but it looks out over the ocean. And it's just absolutely stunning.
Well, I want to hear what they think about it.
Yeah, well, that was just a little warm up, and then we did another little back road getting off the highway, Gazos Creek, which I love because it starts out really tight, kind of windy and overgrown bush, and you can't really see around the corner, and then it opens up, and I know from that point on, you just nail it.
Give it the beans.
It was the microclimate and curves tour. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
You didn't do Jameson Creek?
We'll get to that. But yeah, Ed's like, you just took off.
No, it was. I just saw like a little taillight disappear, and then it's not familiar to us, so we're kind of hesitant. But
hey, Ed, go ahead and
crank
point that mic down a little bit more closer to your face. Get right into it.
Anyway, crank the throttle and let her rip. Everybody has insurance, right?
But it's just amazing. It's just
except that redwood tree. Yeah. It's self-insured
with big sweepers, and you can just hold 70, 80, just. But
we didn't talk about like where they're from and bikes they're on and this whole thing yet.
Yeah,
huh?
we said where they're from. But I do want to say the one thing I am very key to when I'm doing that is keeping an eye out for any like farm equipment or people. Like if there are, because it's all farmland, so if there are people out, I'll back it way down. That's the one thing I try to be very respectful of when you're going out there. And then we headed up to Alice's restaurant. So yeah,
That was cool.
the first thing I had asked you guys was like, what kind of bikes are you riding? It's very important for us to assess where we're going to take you.
How much she can judge you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what she really wants to know.
That was
Will you be allowed into the room or not?
That was that first little road.
Are you
I
cool
think she
enough?
was trying to separate the men from the boys.
No, but like Jim and I are like, oh, if you're on adventure bikes, let's go down to Gloria Road or, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It just depends on the type of bike you're on. But you guys are both on big sport touring bikes.
Yes.
In fact, I have, let's see, there's an FJ. Wait, it was there. My things have been moved. There's an FJ around here somewhere. There it is. There we go. We got an FJ. Now, do we have a big Triumph in here? Probably. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like, okay, these guys can handle some roads. And Jim, you were kind of really scrubbing in the Tenere. And I didn't know when we're hitting Highway 1, like, how fast could he go? Doug, how fast would you expect he should be able to go on that thing?
The Tenere?
Yeah, on the 10.7.
I don't know, 120.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because sometimes, when you're on one, you want to pass cars, and you got to, get it pretty.
And you were on a Triumph Spirit. What was it?
That's trophy.
Trophy. Okay. And what?
Yeah.
How big is that bike?
It's a 1215.
Yeah, because I'm not super familiar with that bike. Yeah.
It's
So
a 1215 triple. Weighs about 737 pounds.
yeah, it's a beast, right? Yeah.
It's big.
It's
Yeah.
got a
Yeah. Good looking bike though.
big ass, big fairing.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
it from both sides.
And what year is it?
It's 2013.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's miles. Yeah.
So, we head up to
So, Liza, let's take you on the twistiest fucking roads we can find in the entire county all day.
Yeah,
basically
pretty much. And so we headed up to Alice's for a nice lunch. And these guys were like, wow, that was great. I'm like, oh, that was just the warm-up.
Well, I'm curious to hear what they think.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of that? Just a nice little ride.
I thought it was great. Like we had, we didn't have a lot of that riding out here, but we also met in the Dolomites last year, so there was very much
a lot of that.
Yeah, for me, it's a combination of.
Oh yeah, you're saying, good thing we took the Dolomite store and prepared us
We
for
needed
this.
training. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be trustful of the blind corners. You have to be leaning in, don't get on the other side, and then you have to be ready to go and brake and get into the corners. And it was just, it was awesome. It was inspiring.
What did you think about leapfrogging traffic up the iconic Highway 1 Pacific Coast Highway North leapfrogging traffic with Liza?
Yes, that was interesting as well. We had a lot of actually Emma gave us that training last year.
Emma can give it the beans. We know that.
Yeah, she was good at that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of us, but
Yeah. So nice lunch, and then it was like, okay, now are you guys ready? Because now we're gonna take the Santa Cruz Mountains all the way back home and stay off of the big highways, and go see some big redwoods. So I did a lot of the route that I did last weekend with Matt and Jen, but threw in some extra kickers and did Jameson Creek and then Empire Grade all the way home.
I tell you, the twisties come in the backside, and Doug knows this, come in the backside from Big Basin there, the state park. So if you're coming from the north, so Skyline Boulevard south, say from San Francisco, when you end up on 236, right, is it? Coming from north to south into Big Basin, it's got to be just 100 twisty turns just on that 10-mile stretch.
First, second gear.
Yeah.
Super
And I
slow.
saw y'all throwing those big bikes around because I was sweeping. I was like, man.
Oh, and the roots, roots are under the road too. Like they come up so close to the road, and that's like, don't hit the mirror.
And it's only been repaved, in the last 8 years, I want to say? 6
Since
years?
the fire, a lot of it.
No, it was,
Yeah, they did it before that. Yeah.
Before that, but before
was
that,
rough
it
before
was
that.
it was gravel in every turn,
Yeah.
and it was roots and all. Yeah, it was treacherous.
Did you do China Grade too?
Went past
No.
it.
No. Yeah.
No, and I wish Bagel had been here with us, because you guys, a lot of people think like, oh, scooters. Let me tell you something. I've ridden in the hills with Bagel. He's on your tail the whole time. it is something to see.
Don't slow me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we did meet
Pretty
one
much.
scooter coming the other way, meeting us, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
he
that's
was leaned
pretty-
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So yeah, but kind of a little bit of work. Some of the roads are your like second, third gear, just tight turn, tight turn, tight turn. I think Dave, was it you said you don't like roads that don't have a center line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have learnings from that. Yeah, from West Virginia, and basically don't continue if there's no yellow line in the middle. Bad things could happen.
Well, and
Bad places could be discovered.
we kind of added to the definition in New Mexico or in Arizona: oil, gravel, no center line, and donkeys. That's all.
we got to cut it out at donkeys.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to talk about. You guys had tornadoes and shit too. All sorts of things in
Yeah,
Bell Strip.
yeah.
Well, that was day 1 and day 2. They
Yeah.
like for me, I was one county away 2 nights of a touchdown of a tornado,
Wow.
and you had another experience.
Yeah, I had a tornado warning. Then I had to do a river crossing on my trophy, which was a first time.
There was a legit river. You showed me the video,
Yeah,
Wow.
and there was a donkey in the middle of it too.
yeah,
You should see it,
and it was oily.
Virginia.
And then at one point I just pulled over and said, "All right, who wants to switch bikes?"
And I was in.
Dave was the first to raise his hand.
Yeah, I love the Tracer, and just to have that engine, I know it's great. I've ridden an MT-09 before, but those 2 wheels on the front and the large fairing in front of you was, you lean that bike in, and again, I wasn't even good at it because of my first time riding it, but you lean that bike in and it just turns like you wouldn't believe. Those 2 wheels are amazing.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I really get in the groove on that bike riding up in the hills because it's just so easy to drop it in a turn, but it just tracks and just stays on that turn no matter if you're hitting bumps or if there's gravel or anything. It just stays right there.
I know.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
It was impressive, and your acceleration was impressive too.
I realized I was in rain mode.
Really.
Yeah, I'd said rain mode when we left. I know, but it was cool. I got to ride the FJR. That thing is, you're like tucked in on that thing.
Yeah, you're really lean forward, and you're tucked in. You've got a big tank there, and it's a lot of bike, but man, it's just so smooth and it pours on.
Yes, yeah. Again, very quickly, I got comfortable with it, but yeah, it was interesting comparing the two, and I think also with the Nike and those wide bars really give you easy leverage, so you don't really have to work.
Yeah,
because you guys were working the ride.
Yeah, I got the exercise in you. I mean, you kicked our butt, really. It was that night. It was an Advil night, you know.
In all fairness, I think we all got home and like, yeah, that was a good day. We all slept good.
We all slept good. There was a lot of a lot of twisties.
Yeah, that was
a good pace. I mean,
but
good enough.
But that wasn't the last ride of the day. No, and there's evidence. There's a picture evidence of the last ride of the day, because of course we had to go down to the lighthouse, look at the sea lions and all that, and then we went to the boardwalk. John, if you had to guess what their last ride of the day is, what would you guess?
Oh,
West Cliff.
100th year
West Cliff.
anniversary.
Oh. Yeah, you did the you did the carousel. You did
the Giant Dipper.
Did the big? You didn't do the Giant Dipper?
Yeah.
No, yesterday was the 100th birthday of the Giant Dipper, and the place was a shit show.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you still reach for the brass ring? Do they still do that?
Oh,
yeah.
That was.
Anyone who thinks that a carousel is for kids,
Nope.
Oh yeah.
no, this is quite. You guys found out this is quite serious.
This is Olympic level competition.
Well, doesn't it have like the whole Wurlitzer one man band machine playing and stuff? It's great.
Don't wear your short pants.
And I have a fear of clowns, so I had to get over that the whole time.
So describe.
Can't sleep. Clowns
Describe
might eat me.
the carousel, because you were hesitant at first. Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, oh no, sir, you're doing the carousel.
Yeah, it's like, it's old, right? It's fully refurbished, and just riding around the outside, and you have these rings you grab for, and you have to try to put it in the clown's mouth.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we are talking about fake horses.
Yeah.
They are going up and down, and you're leather strapped,
And it's a full reach to get the ring.
Yeah.
To get out there.
And you got to chuck it.
Yep.
It's like a fastball or maybe a slider sometimes.
Slider,
throwing a slider in that crowd.
And you get points if the clown's face lights up.
All right, so this is
It almost
contested.
has a glory hole kind of
This
look
is
to it.
contested.
Wait,
That went south fast.
Sorry,
So-
did I say that out loud?
Dave, did you get any rings in the clown's mouth? I mean, the clown's mouth is like
Things
what,
are
a
a different
6-inch
flavor now,
white
don't
hole, right? Did you get any in?
I did not, but I hit the edge 3 times. 3 of my 5.
Hand grenades and horseshoes. Ed, did you get any in?
No, I hit its face. That's about as good as I got.
Oh, and if you hit its face, does its face light up?
No, it's
too many double charges.
this
is killing me right now.
Target rich.
And Ed, did I get any in?
I would say I witnessed one going in, but there
Yes.
was no light up.
Did its
Yes.
face light up?
The face
I
did
was
not
wrong.
light up. but
I saw it go
The
in.
clown
you saw
was
it go in.
disappointed.
It did not light up.
It just went straight in. It was like an arrow. I think the clown never knew what hit it.
It frowned.
It was just like, whoa, what was that?
Yes, it's very challenging, but it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it was a great day. So yeah, I wanted to see, what are you guys thinking? Because Ed, you come from Georgia, which is not far from the Dragon, which is one of this country's famous roads. Neil or Ray, have you guys ridden the Dragon yet?
I haven't.
No, I'm doing it in October.
Oh,
It's one that I want to do with my brother-in-law who lives upstate in New York. So he's ridden it.
so are they going to be impressed?
I think, well, it depends. If you go during the weekend, the cops are going to slow you down. If you go during the week, there's no speed limit, that basically. So keep that in mind. But
So how did Santa Cruz compare?
well, the Dragon's 318 turns in 11 miles, and this, I don't know. There were hundreds.
318,
of turns,
or I thought it was 113.
no, 318.
318.
But here there were hundreds. I don't know. It felt like thousands at times.
What's
and they
that
were all
road in
different.
South Dakota with all the turns? I was on it. I think you were too.
Oh, the one from Custer to
Yeah.
Sturgis. Yeah, there's
That's
a
got
bunch.
a bunch
There's
of
a bunch
turns,
of good
yeah.
roads there too. A little bit slower because you're really talking blind curves and RVs coming at you all the time. But yeah, do you recommend this as a riding destination?
Oh, I'm looking forward to coming back again because it's this the diversity of the climate and the elevation and the complexity of the turns. It's just amazing riding. I don't know what else to say.
You're
the-
supposed
the
to scare them
scenery.
away, not entice them to come back.
Well, what I would say is come back, but explore the Sierra Mountains.
Yeah.
It's like the Sierras are like Santa Cruz, but on like steroids.
Or up in Humboldt County
Go
in that area.
Go up over 108, back down to 395,
Yep,
and take
that's a
the
great
Eastern
route.
Sierra route.
All of California.
Well, we were looking at the Northern California BDR route that they just put out or whatever, and it starts at the backside of just south of Bridgeport, goes to the backside 395, and then whatever west of Tahoe.
A completely different scenery than what you're seeing here.
But
It's
mind
high
blowing.
desert.
Yeah, Sierras are nuts.
Well, I want to get to your guys' trip here, but first, I want to get into a couple of our topics. So I wanted to introduce a new segment tonight.
Why are you looking at me like that?
And we're calling it Do We Care?
Do we care?
Do we care?
What happened to the sound
Where's the
effect?
sound effect?
It doesn't come through there. It's just here. I know. Trust me. I was playing with it. So there's some things in the news that I thought we would bring up and get people's opinions. Do we care? John, what do we have up first?
So the first one is, I don't know if you all got to see Ryan F9's recent YouTube video on armor.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah. If you watched it, you realize that he's basically saying, in a lot of different words, that that it's useless, and that he doesn't ride with them anymore. Now he does recommend air vests and air vests, but he's saying that based on the science, there's no real reason to have those. They just don't work if you go down.
And I'm going to say, normally I think that the guys at Fortnite do a lot of research.
Right.
They get into a lot of the science on stuff. They're not just blowing opinions. They do a lot of fact finding and information.
Right. And to be clear, he's talking about two particular common standards, right?
The CE1 and CE2?
Well, the AAA one too, right?
No, CE2 and is it AAA?
There's two. There's the CE and then there's the A ratings.
Okay, yeah. So,
Right.
so yeah, a lot of you got to see the video. Does anyone here agree with Ryan that you should pull your armor out?
Well, I'm not going to.
No.
I agree with probably the science behind it. It seems logical, but at the same point, I'll never know at what speed I will take a fall, so I'm not pulling mine out.
So yeah,
I asked Doug. He hit a fucking deer like 2 weeks ago.
Yep. No. Don't pull anything out.
So John, can you explain?
So what he's saying is that there's a certain amount of force that it takes to break a bone, and when looking at that, the padding does absolutely nothing to mitigate the force because the paddings are only good up to I think 9 foot-pounds or whatever Newton meters, whatever they used, and usually a hard fall is in the 40s. So he's saying is that it's negligible, really the result of it. So why sacrifice comfort for something that's really not going to work as well in a hard crash?
I think I have some pretty good information that will counter that.
Okay.
Every stuntman.
Did evil?
Well, Gary Davis.
Yeah.
Well, remember our crash doctor from Chicago? What was her name? I'm sorry.
Dr. Detroit?
Dr. Detroit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she kind of was like, you're going to break bones no matter what. Right. It really just keeps you from getting degloved. So maybe there's some to it. I haven't watched the video, but I remember she was like, at a certain point, you're going to break bones, but at least you'll keep your skin on your body and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm curious.
Right. And that is something that he did mention in the video, is that it does provide some amount of protection against abrasion and bruising and, skin injuries, because it is an extra layer that's there between you and the ground. So it does help to some degree, but where it falls short is with impact protection, right? Because there's different ways you can get injured when you crash, and the shortcoming is really when you're hitting a hard object. So like if you're coming off the bike and you hit a telephone pole or a car or something, that's where they're saying that the armor standards fall far short of giving you that kind of protection, as opposed to I think the example he said was horseback riding armor is rated much higher than that because that their industry agreed on much higher standards. So, and I think that's the point I think that he's trying to make here is that the motorcycle gear industry has kind of colluded to agree to these lower standards,
right? And
really kind of convince the regulatory industries in the European Union to go along with that, and that has kind of set the standard for everyone to follow, which unfortunately is really not as much as people think it might be doing.
Yeah, I kind of took it that this was kind of an expose that armor could be better. The science is there.
Yes.
But a lot of the research that I did found that it can be the difference between a chipped bone, like your elbow or something, chipping it and not chipping it. That not everything is like just going to be a straight impact, and yes, it won't stop you from breaking your bone if you hit a tree with your arm.
Right.
But if you're rolling, it can stop you from.
So most of the time when you're falling, you're not necessarily fetching up hard against something. You tend to, if you're low siding, you're sliding, maybe tumbling some. Like you look at MotoGP crashes, for example, they tend to tumble or slide.
Douglas, did you tumble?
Yes, I tumbled a little bit, but mostly slid.
I high-sided.
With a touch of flail.
and the bike was on top of me at one point.
I high-sided on Skyline one time, and I had full jackets with armor on it, and I did not get any road rash, but I did break a collarbone. So, and I think that's part of it is it's the issue around road rash and skin abrasions.
It completely depends on the mechanic of the crash.
I think he said that he does wear a separate back protector that is higher rated than the armor.
And he wears he wears that racing in a vest.
Yeah. And so he's not poo-pooing armor in general.
No.
Just I agree with what Bagel is saying. He's saying this is some sort of, they got together to come up with these whatever offsets that are not as strong as they could be, mostly to keep other manufacturers like the regular jacket makers like jeans and stuff like that to go into the marketplace. So that's kind of using it as a way to stop other competitors from getting into the marketplace.
So there's cowboy armor? Is that what I heard?
there is, yeah.
So I've seen those burly ass vests.
Yeah.
they wear.
The cowboy clowns. Yeah.
Is there? So is it like kind of a full jacket? I'm curious.
I don't know if it's for. I don't know if it's for rodeos or for more like equestrian type stuff.
I think it's the equestrian.
Really? No kidding.
Well, cowboys.
What about those road racers?
Cowboys are like,
they must wear armor.
Yeah, and they wear the
That
protective,
big thing,
the blow up vest now.
Let's check it out.
So,
Wow.
so I think ultimately
Makes sense.
it's about risk and reward. So it's an inherently risky activity that we do. So the question is how much risk do you want? Would you rather err on the comfortable side, or would you rather err on the more protective side? I mean, I go about this all the time in the desert when it's hot. It's like, okay, how much do I want to peel off here? And is it worth sweating and getting heat stroke, or am I better off having a bunch of gear on?
I never found that the jackets that have armors in them are less comfortable. I mean, I don't particularly, sort of mind it.
So
Well, it's also one of the points that I think that he made in the video too was that the harder armor that's better protection gives better protection against impact is not as flexible, so it can be much more limiting in your flexibility in your gear. So there are trade-offs to it too, and that's one of the factors that goes into that decision, I think.
I do know a lot of the times I'll get a gear that will come with pads that are just kind of like that foam. I do pull those out and throw them away, and I get some of the is it SE?
CE.
CE, yeah, CE rated.
You got to get
sometimes
something.
I steal stuff in the donation, but I put the better stuff in.
Yep.
So just to go on the pro side of having shit in your jacket and your stuff is I've had a couple of low speed.
Yeah.
Like 7 miles an hour, that kind of a thing. And I do a roll and everything, and I'm a little bit sore, but I guarantee if I didn't have shoulder armor in and elbow armor in my I would be fucking hurting.
Just stepping off your bike,
Yeah, totally right. I mean, if you're going 55 or 60 or something, you're gonna have problems. But if you're going 7 or 8, I think a little bit of armor helps a lot. One of the gnarliest hits I've had was dirt biking, so different thing, but it was up this rocky ass V, and it was above my ability or whatever. And I just basically ran out of stuff and fell over, but I fell like 4 feet onto a rocky thing. It's when I dented the muffler on the 450, that dent in it. Well, I broke the elbow piece of my armored jacket.
I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Like it snapped it. Like you look at it now, it's duct taped together because it's still good, but it broke it. I'm like,
Still good.
Wait, you duct taped it back together?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, it's all there. Shit's expensive, dude.
And duct tape, man. That's the thing.
Another use for duct tape.
And then again, that's when I got all turned around like out in the middle of nowhere. So that. But anyway, I don't know.
Bagel?
Well, another thing too is that even if it's not great against impact protection, any added layer is going to help reduce the or spread out the force of impact,
Exactly.
so that the pounds per square inch on any particular point is not going to be as much. So even if it's not great armor, and you say like you hit your shoulder, you come with the bike, hit your shoulder against a sharp rock, right? It may dig into that armor and damage the armor and may still injure your shoulder, but the injury is going to be less than if you just had your bare shoulder right on the rock.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
And you can fix the armor with duct tape, obviously.
Totally.
Damage is not
I've got shoe goo on my other jacket.
Is there a downside other than the heat and the weight? Is there like a downside, like scientifically, you
Freedom
get
of
more
movement.
fucked up or something?
It's some of the things that have
Well, like the
pads.
motocross guys, they don't wear shit because they want to be loose and
I'll
all
tell
that.
you what,
right?
I will admit, so yesterday when we went for the ride, I did pull the armor out of the knees of my jeans because that armor is a bit tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know if that armor is going to make that big of a difference if I crash. It's really because they're slide resistant jeans, So I'm like,
you need like inflatable knee things.
my knees are so messed up that it doesn't
But
matter.
it might do you a favor. But on
It
the other
doesn't
side of the
matter.
equation, I was wearing dirt bike knee guards. So I was wearing dirt bike knee and shin guards under my gear yesterday. So
Well, here,
So,
because it can't hurt, it might help.
Let me wrap this up. So here's what that paper that he quoted. Here's the end of the paper and what it says. And I'm skipping ahead, obviously. Specifically, when body armor was fitted, there's a 23% lower risk of injury associated with motorcycle jackets with body armor. So it increases it by your protection by 23%. And it says the most important result relates to the contribution of body armor, which was associated with substantial reductions in the risk of any injury and crashes when other factors such as speed and type of input were controlled. This is the first evidence of the effectiveness of body armor from crash studies. So it's basically saying,
helps a little bit.
When it's the right crash, body armor really helps. But if it's a hard crash, it's probably not going to completely save you.
Well, I mean, the same thing with helmets. If you're going to hit your head strong enough even with a helmet.
They're made for the glancing blow, not the direct impact.
So I'm just going to say, for me personally, I disagree. I think that it's about minimizing risk and anything that helps minimize risk. So here's the question. I'm closing this. Do we care about Ryan's opinion on this?
I think he makes a good point, because essentially the industry has decided that this fairly low standard is good enough for everybody. Maybe we could do better than that.
Yeah.
Maybe
sounds like Liza's
worth
torque specs.
Maybe it's worth looking into.
Yeah. At the same time, too, I mean, it's up to the rider to protect themselves, and having a standard is great, but you can also add to any standard.
Well, I think the thing I took away from him is that he said he always rides with an air vest, and I actually started looking at them this morning.
The air vest is something.
So that may be that might be a better option in terms of if you're really concerned about protecting your body.
Okay.
All right.
Can we do mine next?
Sure.
Okay. So I found an interesting.
So wait, what's our conclusion? Do we care?
Well, Bagel does.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that the whole topic?
Bagel cares.
Bagel cares.
Bagel cares.
Our opinion doesn't matter. That's the point of it.
No, I mean,
a little bit.
But I don't, but Bagel does. So there you go. So I found out about this potential new bike. So there's a company called Great Wall. Anyone want to venture a guess where they're from?
It's a huge Chinese conglomerate, and they do everything.
Salinas.
There's even Great Wall wine.
Salinas.
Oh, is there? So it's a company called Great Wall, and they happen to be a car manufacturer. It's like the 8th biggest car manufacturer, but they still do 100 or 1 million cars a year. So it's a pretty big company. And the owner decided he wanted to get into motorcycles. He's a motorcyclist, so he decided he had his team, design and build a motorcycle to his specs. And what you're looking at here on the screen is a big cruiser, much like Goldwing,
like a boat.
right?
Thing is huge.
It is. So here's what's interesting. So this is called the Great Wall Suo, which means soul in Chinese. And what's interesting about this is it has a flat 8 motor in it.
That's a big pancake.
Oh my
There's the picture of it right there.
Yeah, it's
the
right
motor.
there.
Looks like it should go in a tractor.
Well, the motor itself.
So this is the first 8-cylinder to be in a bike that wasn't a car engine squeezed in. This was designed, and they went with that flat 8, much like a boxer engine, or on a BMW or on a Goldwing. It gets the weight down low.
What's the displacement?
So they're saying this one that they built here is 2,000, but it might be as high as to 2,500.
Don't you start
cc's.
Measuring in inches by
Honda
then?
Civic.
Yeah. So it could go up to 2.5 liter. But the thing that's interesting about this is, it's a big flat 8 with an 8-speed transmission and DCT. So they're doing something.
Is that just like a CVT transmission?
DCT is what my Honda had.
I know it's kind of basic. No, CVT, the one like a snowmobile one.
No, it's a dual
But a
clutch.
DCT with 8 gears. I mean, come on. I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 8-gear DCT. And they said they put that many gears to really get low torque, because this thing is like 800-something pounds.
So you're, from 0 to 20, you're shifting 4 times. Is that?
Well, it's DCT. You're not shifting. The bike is. It's got just a bunch of like tech stuff on it. It's got a big screen on it. So it's high-tech cruiser. And the thing that's kind of interesting is that this bike is not legal to ride in China. They have restrictions on the size of bikes there. So it's interesting that he's designed a bike that he cannot ride in his country. So obviously he's going for a bigger market. So I think he's going for like, U.S., maybe Australia, Canada.
And this is a 24 or a
UK.
25?
They said they're going to release it in May
They're going to release it in May.
this year.
So what do you guys think how it looks?
It looks like a 19 '80s Goldwing kind of.
It does, except for that. Yeah, if you just
a little more
block
bulbous in the
off
front.
the headlights, it looks just like an old Goldwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
big.
and that trunk is massive.
It's got
Yep.
junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
That's like a
You could put a
throne on the
couple
back of
bodies
it.
in there.
That's not a very fun lane split.
Let's see. I'm trying
That's
to
where
see
you
if
put
there's
the kids
Probably
when they're
not.
being noisy.
So, a passion project, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's kind of cool that, especially a Chinese company, is creating something, big that's not really what they're known for. So, a flat 8-speed DCT touring bike. Do we care?
No.
No.
Nope.
Well, my preference is smaller bikes, so no.
No, I care. It's great having another boxer configuration out there. I think that's cool. I mean, there might be some different applications for that motor, which could be fun.
Well, after this trip, the DCT sounds pretty good.
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Probably not. Probably don't care.
I'll tell you why I care. Because so many of the bikes that are coming out of China are smaller bikes that people don't really care about. And a lot of them are bikes that are not of a good quality. This is really the first large displacement, potentially very well built, designed, and bringing something new to the market that's never been there. This might be the bike that upsets the apple cart. We've been saying, we went through this with Japan, right? Decades ago, where people didn't trust the Japanese bikes. They weren't up to par with American standards, blah, 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 blah. And then what happened?
I don't know if I agree with that. But I think
but
from
in general,
yeah.
then they became the force majeure,
Right.
and they became the standard for quality, durability, and affordability.
Did you mention the price?
I haven't found a price on it.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
for let's say you're going to go across country, it could be really cool, right? You get the low center of gravity, a lot of power, balanced motor. I mean, if that as a if it's half the price of a Goldwing or something,
Right.
dude, it could
And
be
that's the
kind of
thing.
compelling.
And so that's why I'm like,
looks quite
this is
comfy.
interesting. I'm kind of,
You
not
could
that
fit
I'm
a fucking
interested
blender on that thing.
in
Look at it.
owning this bike. I'm interested in if this bike does come and if this might be the one that kind of breaks through and starts really establishing China as better quality and better innovation.
So does that mean you have
Japanese
8 fuel
bikes.
injectors and 8 spark plugs?
Liza, I thought the Amigo was going to do that.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
it turned me.
I
It
think
turned
the
me.
Covey is going to do that.
The lazy boy in the back looks nice.
Oh yeah, it's plush.
So
It's just a giant bike.
Looks like a
It's
coffin.
so
It's
big.
it
massive.
is, but for
it that-
ask the
I mean-
people who ride giant touring bikes,
The industry's gone away from that, though.
has it?
Still making the Goldwing. They just redesigned it.
But they lightened it a bunch
Yeah.
for this year. They lost a couple 100 pounds.
I will say that bike just looks it looks horrible. It really just looks horrible.
Well, the Politburo.
look at this.
Kind of
Yeah,
the
right,
family
there you go,
truckster
yeah.
of motorcycles.
It's got a
it has-
giant
it has-
radiator on it,
makes
so
me
it's
think of-
got to have a lot of cooling. I mean,
Going to their yearly meeting.
All right. So,
Yeah, right.
so
It has gold wheels.
Consensus is
The wheels are cool.
You
That's
guys
the
don't care?
consensus. I'm with
Yeah.
Bagel. The wheels are cool.
Just
I think
me and
if-
John care.
I think it'd be fun to test ride, but I don't know.
It's got John Player Norton colors on it.
Hey, I'm all for any new motorcycle that comes out.
That could fit like 200
All
the
right,
Giants
look,
on
it's
it.
better looking
It's
than a Boss
interesting.
Hoss.
It is
It
better
is.
looking.
Okay, we can
Sure.
agree. on
Visually,
that.
it's better, but
Okay,
that's
good.
pretty low bar.
All right.
All right, we ready for another one?
Yeah, let's do the next.
Okay. As of January 2024, Harley Davidson. In April 2024, they released their first quarter profit, and it fell by 23.
Nobody cares.
Let me finish.
Second.
Fell by 23%. But some say one of the key issues that it's not making money, not all of it, but some of it is the Pan America.
Really?
And what they're saying is that the values of Pan Americas have dropped significantly. Now I verified this by going and looking at some of the Harley places. You can buy a brand new Pan America starts at $19,000. You can buy one with minimal miles at a Harley dealer right now for around $11,000 or $12,000.
Well, I've heard they're splitting it off and giving it its own
That's
brand.
I don't know. So
and own factory.
Do we care? Do we care that Harley's tanking, or at least according to those profit numbers? And secondly, do we care if they get rid of or spin off the Pan America?
Not really.
They can spin it off.
Well, I do care if Harley's tanking. I think we need to have them around. I mean, it's an iconic brand, and I'd hate to see it go by.
Yeah,
the
I agree,
wayside,
and I'll say it again, like I've said it 100 times. I like the bikes.
Yeah,
it's the riders I have issues with.
So they're only selling. They're selling up to 8,000 Pan Americas a year right now. That's all.
Remember though when we were at the Misfits rally, what was his name, Mike? The
yeah.
guy,
It's not a lot.
He was saying that they were selling like hotcakes.
Not according to everything, all the research that I did. Yeah.
So maybe there was an initial bump, and then the people that wanted them got them.
I mean, it's time. If you want one of them things, it's time to buy them because they're cheap.
Didn't he
as chips.
also work for Harley though too?
Yeah, of course they're going to say that.
So I'll tell you why I care. I care because I want to see, as you said, there is some American pride about Harley Davidson, and I want to see them diverse their selection. Like
every time they try to get
BMW,
shut down,
like everyone.
That's true.
I know, but
every time.
And I do believe that they made a decent bike. I think
it's a little ugly,
too expensive. And that's what the
but
market's
it's not
showing.
really compared to GS. It's not good GSs and
compared to the
Exactly.
other.
No, it's really not. It's kind
compared to
of
the Africa Twin.
The GS is tried and true for
maybe.
decades now. It's like the Pan America is brand new.
Yeah, but you're
How
pushing
you gonna
$30K
compete
for
with
that, and you get a Pan
Maybe
American.
they just guessed too much, because I think it's a good enough bike if you're going to just like be like a Harley rider that wants to get away from the big, cruiser thing and get on something a little more upright and adventure-y. I think it's a great crossover. Maybe they just thought more people would want them. I think it's a good bike.
I mean,
obviously the
grab
guy
on
that
sale.
dirt roads with us and stuff was doing just fine.
I mean, if Harley's going to be like Harley, they're going to just discontinue it if it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
And then anybody who buys one's going to get stuck with a bike that's not supported.
I don't see a lot of them though. Really, I'm thinking about
That's
it
what
right now.
I was
just
saying at the
riding
rally.
around. I don't see. I
don't either.
I see bunches of Harleys.
Well, in 5,000 miles, I saw one.
Yeah.
On this trip,
and I think if the styling was a little bit different, instead of looking like a typical bagger.
Yeah, it's got that bagger front end.
Yeah, if it had something else,
I don't like the light bar treatment in the front. I think that's. Yeah. I know that's a Harley thing, but I think it's like
hating on it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I would just offer. So I came from the consumer packaged goods industry, and if you're not offering innovation and it's not being accepted, your company's just going to continue to shrink and shrink and shrink. And I think they're in a paradox. Right? But they sit there and they're
hold on. Let me ask you something. Raymond, how many models of Harley Davidson can you name?
Not a lot, actually. Well, let's see. The Sportster, the Road King, Road Glide.
So you're going back 20 years.
That's
Street Glide.
Yeah, Dave, how many models can you name currently in the
all
lineup?
those words around. It's like Mexican
Street
food.
Glide, Road Glide. I know there's a CVO.
Astral
I think
Glide.
that's more engine related, but very few Pan America.
Yeah.
What about the FLXR and the FLRX and the FX?
Yeah, those are too complicated to remember.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they made something different that did get our attention. All these other bikes that they have, and I could go in and read off all these bikes, and it's all the same.
I mean,
they made something that's
How did the
different.
Livewire do?
It didn't do well.
They spun it off.
Company.
Way too expensive.
I spun it off too.
But you know what? What name an electric bike that's doing great?
There isn't.
Right. Yeah. So you can't really judge that.
I can.
But they tried. So that's what
Watch me.
They have tried.
Name
So they got into the electric.
Name an electric car that's doing great.
Yeah.
Tesla.
Their profits
They're
are
not.
plummeting.
And their quality's going bad.
How many Teslas did you see yesterday?
I'm in California.
How many layoffs have they
I can
just
tell I'm in
announced?
California.
This is where we're. Yeah, this is our
Pretty much.
little bubble.
There's
Yes,
more
you have
Teslas
a
than
bubble.
Priuses
It's
here.
a Silicon Valley
But
golf
you have
cart.
a bubble here.
So,
Well, we did see the Cybertruck prototype.
that's the
Oh,
butt ugliest thing in the
is
world.
so ugly.
It was in the
So-
desert. It was in the desert parked
And we
somewhere.
saw one today.
King of the
too.
Hammers, there
We've
was
seen
one
two.
there, and
Talk
Elon
about
was in
ugly.
it.
So,
Yeah.
do we care about the Pan America going away?
We do.
Yes,
I do.
I can. I think it has an
I'll let you
awesome
know
motor,
after I do that.
and the
that
bones are there.
They have
It just-
instruction down there.
It rides pretty good. The styling, if it was just a little bit different.
I'll
Less
be honest.
plastic.
Well, it's their only off-road
Yeah.
bike, so it's important.
So remember when they came out with the Street 500 and the Street 750?
Yeah, that.
I didn't care because I thought they were poorly built because they were trying to hit. They were trying to hit a price point, right? They were poorly built. I didn't care. I think that the Pan America, they put a lot of engineering into it, and I think that they built a decent bike.
Well, I'm interested to see if the new Sportster takes off or it gets panned also. It's the same engine. It's a great engine.
So I do care.
120 horsepower for that one.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Do we have one more?
Sort of, yeah. So I was reading something this week about a tariff that our president is going to be putting on Chinese electric vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
So now, granted, there aren't many Chinese electric vehicles yet in the U.S., and I think what he's trying to do is get ahead of that, so that American car manufacturers get the first dibs. So the question is that do we care about tariffs for vehicles like this, specifically when it's related to China and sort of the trade war that's going on, and do we care that there's only going to be that we're going to potentially miss the Chinese electric motorcycle market if it gets brought into this tariff?
That's a hard one because I'm kind of, I don't want to say bitter. I don't know how to say. When we did the tariffs to save Harley Davidson and punish the Japanese, so they had to come out, they couldn't have anything.
700 cc's.
Yeah, 700 cc. I think all the Japanese companies pivoted and made really good bikes.
Right.
And it didn't really help Harley Davidson, but
they didn't innovate.
It gave them a little breathing room at that
But
time.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
a little bit.
do you want zero specifically because they're from here? Do we want them to be undercut by Chinese motorcycles? Or would we rather see zero take off?
I would like to see other makers besides Zero come in.
Energica, we have Energica and Livewire.
I would have liked to see Zero take off like 10 years ago. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. So do you think we should be putting tariffs on Chinese vehicles to help Livewire, Zero?
Well, I think there's other moving parts to it. A lot of the batteries are coming from China anyway.
Yeah.
So there could be a retaliatory tariff on batteries that are sourced from there. And so the whole thing could backfire.
Or build up American manufacturing.
Yeah.
But that's the point, though. I mean, is it possible to shore up the American manufacturing so it can compete with the Chinese prices?
So there is. And the area where things need to improve for electric motorcycles is energy density. Right now the range on the motorcycles is severely limited just by the capacity that you can carry per the weight and volume that the batteries
and this
require.
is battery technology.
And that needs to double, basically, to make it viable.
Right. We're in the middle of the boom of battery technology. Yeah. There is nothing else you can access right now.
So from a strategic standpoint, what would allow a U.S. or European-based manufacturer to gain a foothold and be ahead of a Chinese supplier for improved battery technology, or LiFePO4, for example, and other technologies that are coming up? So supporting that and building a homegrown, more efficient battery industry, and there's efforts going on to do that.
Right.
I think is
the CHIPS Act had something to do with that, didn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the right approach. Make a better battery that makes American, U.S., and European vehicles competitive, and be a step ahead of the Chinese manufacturers to do that. If we dilly-dally too long and that doesn't come to pass, the Chinese will eventually get that technology, and then there's nothing that the tariff will do.
I want to know what the Canadian thinks.
You speak for all of.
Take off,
North American.
Yeah, you speak for all of Canada right now. So,
I have a French Canadian surname. So,
all
right.
I just think on behalf of all Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, it's tough to say. Like this electric boom has to survive, right?
Well, do you have car and motorcycle manufacturers in Canada? Do you have any?
No.
Okay, so everything is imported.
Bombardier?
Yeah, everything is imported. Oh yeah, Bombardier. Yeah.
Bombardier.
Doesn't Honda? No, Toyota makes cars up there.
Well, they may have plants.
Yeah,
but
we have plants.
Right. FCA, Ford,
but fair Bombardier is homebred, and of course known as the Spider, is the three-wheeler. Is their best-selling item.
Yeah.
And they acquired Indian and rebranded Victory as Indian.
I believe that's Polaris.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Polaris.
And those were two different.
Yeah.
Two different brands.
Okay. So I just think it's is electric going to be the be all to end all? And I know, like, you live in a bubble here, in my opinion. But with the government forcing us to electric, it really makes me skeptical that it's going to make it and it's the right thing long term. Because if it was, the manufacturers would be jumping on board, would be successful, would be profitable, would be investing, and I'm seeing a real clawback right now.
And it's cold up there, and the batteries don't go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got nothing to put your.
So one take I
11
have
months
on,
of the year
on electric vehicles is that they're still relatively expensive, and there's limited charging infrastructure. So I call them vehicles of privilege. You have to have enough income and a flexible enough work lifestyle that you can accommodate the particularities of owning an electric vehicle.
I'd have to run an extension cord like out my window across the sidewalk and I'd plug it into whatever.
No, but
You're
also
plugging into your neighbors.
Yeah, right.
the more
Totally.
people who are buying in, we'll start. It brings the prices down when the more people have it, and B, it's growing the infrastructure.
Yes.
I mean, my parents have had Teslas since they were just building the first stations. Like, you can drive across country now, you know. Now,
but
like, every
sales
supermarket has them.
But the sales are dropping, like Ray said.
Right,
I mean,
right.
the hybrid technology is still hot
it's
because people are like,
but
electric cars are
I like my
pain in
hybrid.
the ass.
We like our hybrid.
And it is a
Toyota,
vehicle of privilege. I second that.
But I think we
Fuck
got
the Tesla.
I think we got way off target. This what John brought up isn't about should we be driving more electric. Right. That's not what this is about.
So I'm like, I think we should put
everyone jumped onto that because that is the age-old debate.
So,
but John, what was this really
so
about?
the question,
to state the question differently, should America be incentivizing domestic electric motorcycles production by using tariffs against China?
Should we keep Chinese technology out by creating tariffs? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And the reason why
better than ours.
Yeah, the reason why is I think that by bringing competition and bringing prices down, it'll help bridge the gap of affordability for people.
Bagel.
And one thing I want to point out is that putting a tariff on foreign goods doesn't necessarily incentivize domestic production or sales. It just puts up a bigger hurdle for foreign goods to come in.
Exactly.
Now, if you really want to incentivize domestic manufacturing, that's where you get subsidies and grants,
right,
and other sorts of research and investment that can be put into electric vehicles.
When you're seeing that now with the chip industry. Right. I mean, the federal government's put massive infrastructure.
That's where it's competition.
So if I ask that question to zero, would they say, "Hell yeah, let's tariff them"?
Oh, they're probably lobbying for that.
And give us a grant.
But I will say also that the incentives that do exist for electric vehicles were rewritten this year to favor American producers, and it is much more difficult, if not impossible, to get the federal tax incentives on foreign-made electric vehicles now.
Oh, interesting.
So let me. So one point to come across is the U.S. nameplate manufactured electric vehicles. Like the best-selling ones, probably arguably is like the Chevy Bolt. That's made in Korea.
You say Bolt or Volt?
Bolt.
Yeah. Then,
but where are Harley Davidson's?
They don't do the Volt anymore. It's
in Thailand, right?
Some
of them, yeah.
But it seems like a bomber little electric car. I mean, if you have that.
But our competition isn't against Korea; it's against China.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm now going to flip, and I'm going to say I think I do care about this, and I think that we do need this, and here's why. We don't talk as much about electric motorcycles on this show because every week there's a new brand coming out. They're all out of China,
except for the Stark Fark.
The Stark is pretty cool. But there's like brand, like people will message me, "Hey, did you see this? Here's the Mavian, and here's the Rivet, and here's the." Do I care? No, because they're. And I'm saying cheap Chinese stuff. If it has a hub,
because you have an Amigo.
Yeah, I know. If it has a hub motor,
it's a bicycle, basically.
It's not really made for our roads and the speeds that we ride here and all that. And at the price point they're selling, it's not going to have enough battery power to go any distance that we need here in America. And so I've just started ignoring all these announcements. So maybe what this thing is to kind of shut the door on all these little brands that keep popping up, giving us motorcycles that don't they're irrelevant,
like disposable.
Yeah, and to give, like you said, it gave Harley Davidson breathing room back in the Was it 70s,
80s.
80s.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Maybe this is to give Zero, which is really our biggest electric manufacturer, breathing room. So, sure, yeah.
You know where I see the big guys manufacturing are little kids' bikes. Like the little used to be the TW50 kind of a thing. Like Mike's got a couple little kid electric bikes. So, but that's where I see Honda and all them getting into the electric bike stuff is with these little kid things. Anyway, just an observation.
Now, let me be clear. I haven't read that they're putting tariffs on motorcycles yet. So let me just be clear.
Yeah, this is something.
This is hypothetical.
So they're mainly concerned about BYD.
Yeah.
Which is,
but I will tell you where I don't want to see it. And Bagel, maybe you'll disagree, on scooters. Because I think that's something in the rest of the world, the electric scooters are making a big impact in countries that have just tons of little motorcycles, that you can use an electric scooter to get around. Like I use my little scoot here. It does a job for getting around town, right? And there's a ton of those. And I'd love to see more like college students and just rather than taking a car to go run an errand, people hopping on a little electric scooter. It would be better.
You see it now. I mean, kids do that now.
Yeah.
It's better assuming you got electricity.
Yeah, there
like
are,
in Pakistan, when it just goes off.
But not just kids. I mean, I think if every household had a little electric scooter to go run an errand, rather than people driving their big trucks.
I've seen electric cargo bikes that would fill that niche really well.
I think that's something that I would like to see more of here. Those little cheap stuff.
So
I gotta go.
Harley bought.
All right.
I'm going to bounce with Doug. I'm going to bounce too.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Adios. See you.
Thanks
See
for
you,
coming
Doug.
by,
See you, Jim.
guys. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the donuts.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see you again.
Hey, Doug.
All right. I'll talk to you this week.
Later, Bagel.
So,
So I'll mention one thing.
yeah.
Harley acquired Alta.
Yeah, and then screwed them.
no, they didn't acquire them.
They didn't.
No, they
So
did
what
not.
What ended up happening to Alta? Then?
They stole their technology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a deal with Alta that if Alta shared their technology and helped them develop their new electric platform, that they would then give them access to their manufacturing facilities,
Right,
so
okay.
that they could ramp up and manufacture more. And so Alta did that, and then they backed out of the deal and never gave them access to their manufacturing. So
So Harley backed out of the deal.
Harley backed out after getting access to the technology, and so they were left without any manufacturing, nothing. They were done.
Right.
They had no funding because they were planning on that deal.
So where do we land? Do we care or not care?
I think I do. I think I do care.
I care. I care about American manufacturing.
Yeah.
You guys don't even care enough to even have an opinion.
I don't care. I think tariffs they don't produce innovation, and I don't think it makes companies work harder. I'm more on the side. Give them grants, give them research dollars, give American companies to do that.
Use the tariff money.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't want it to go to the general budget. Put it back into the technology.
Yeah. If they do that,
market for technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say get them to innovate, because I think that's the lifeblood of any type of industry.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. It all depends on how they use that tariff money. If they use it and pour it back into innovation, then that's going to be a good thing for the domestic manufacturing for sure.
But we all know the government they're not going to do that.
Yeah. Right. If it's just a punitive tariff
to buy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to have the effect that they hope it's going to. So.
All right. Well, there you go. Do we care? Apparently.
Sort of.
I would say I don't care for the tariffs. So I agree with
So I want to get back to Dave and Ed and hear a little bit about your trip. So, all right. So, Dave, you came from Toronto. Where did you guys meet? And you're in Georgia. So where did you all meet? What's the halfway point?
Well, the halfway point that we met was not correct, but we met in Paducah, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It really wasn't a halfway
When
point.
you
It
use
was
different
just,
scale maps, it just doesn't work right.
well, it was just
I use centimeters and
it was just circumstantial. So
he's doing kilometers, I'm doing miles. It's just weird.
yeah, we got that wrong. We were off by 0.62.
Yeah.
Right? So, but the idea was to meet in Paducah, Kentucky, because I'd never really been west by road of the Mississippi.
Oh, right.
So it was great to meet where the Ohio and Mississippi converged.
Yeah.
It was kind of a natural starting point for us.
Yeah, our first stop was at the convergence of the Mississippi and Ohio, and Fort Defiance was there. That's where the Lewis and Clark expedition stopped for several months to learn celestial navigation and stuff like that before they proceeded west. So it's kind of a cool area.
So what were some of the things that you were setting out to see?
We started out kind of everything, right? It's this epic trip that you may do once in a lifetime. Of course, with Ed's retirement, it was how much can we pack in to see? And then it kind of just went from there with additional, what epic roads can we find on the way? Mm-hmm. That was kind of the plan. And I think it's also important to mention that we pretty much did this all by text. We arranged it all by text and 1 hour phone call.
Yes.
And how many miles were you setting out to do a day?
We were wanting about 350 a day. We ended up doing more than that, because we found out west it takes a lot to get somewhere out west.
Yeah.
And so that kind of threw us off a little bit. So we had to work a little harder each day. But we had a light day one day where we got in about 3, but majority of the time we were pulling in, falling off the bikes, having some beer, and going to bed. That was our life.
Were you camping or just hotel?
We've done a lot of motels. We did some motels like along Route 66 to see, get that old experience of the old days. We did camp out in Joshua Tree.
Oh, beautiful!
So that was
how was that?
You
don't have anything like that in Canada.
Yeah. No, and and then the next day is important. Then we actually rode through the national park, and that was just awe.
Did you guys catch that? The lights that happened.
The Northern Lights.
It's
happening again.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see that, but I get out to take a pee one night, and the moon.
Oh yeah,
was so amazing with all the stars. You just don't, in civilization, you don't see the stars. You just.
Was that information pertinent to the story?
Which one? The pee part?
Why you got up?
Well,
I got up.
We are a bunch of old white guys here right now, so midnight peeing is.
Yeah. Past
Get
the
up
date.
quite a few times.
It is important at 65. Okay.
So on the route that you guys
The
went,
struggle is real.
if somebody else was doing that, what would you say? You can't miss this.
Oh, good question.
Well, first thing I would say is Joshua Tree
In the summer?
I think anytime you should.
Well,
go.
in May, I would say in May was perfect.
Yeah.
If you actually, if you waited a month, I would say way too hot.
Yeah, but go early or late,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, for sure.
We went through Roswell, New Mexico, saw some aliens. I feel much more connected to aliens now as a result of that.
Anal probes and stuff like that?
Well, we did some bad things.
That was probably the wrong anal probe for you.
Yeah.
It's probably something else. You're the alien, right? The Canadian?
Yeah. Well, that's what he was worried about. That he was going to be like frozen in a dinorama.
That was our little secret.
Oh,
It's a whole new meaning to take off, hoser.
I have a big question. I think a lot of listeners might want to know. How did you get permission from your wives to do this?
That was interesting.
We're like, go.
Yeah, it was like I 1 month into retirement, my wife's like 3 weeks. Yeah, go. I've streamed every episode of Yellowstone twice. I can't.
So did you guys plan everything ahead of time, or was it pretty much left open?
Yeah, we were. I just basically met Dave on that trip to the Dolomites trip, and we didn't ride together. We had separate groups, but we would meet for dinner and stuff, and so we really didn't know anything about each other's riding style, endurance, what kind of bikes we had. So it was kind of a leap of faith, because my wife was. How well do you know him? And I'm like, well, he's Canadian. They're usually nice.
Usually nice. Yeah. So, all right, how many days did it take you to get here from Kentucky?
Oh, what were we? So
I think 11.
10 or 11, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had we veered off a little bit. We spent probably our most time veering down in New Mexico as we went down around Albuquerque, and we went to Roswell and Pie Town and Copy Town.
Wait, Pie Town?
Pie Town.
Pie Town, New Mexico.
What's Pie Town?
Oh,
It's full of pie.
What?
Yeah, and not
we don't know
Pie
about
to
this.
eat.
It's good pie. It's not like average pie. We had New
It
Mexico.
better not be if it's called Pie Town.
Yeah, we had New Mexico apple, green chili, and pine nuts pie.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
With
That
ice
sounds like
cream
a
on the
mission for
top.
Jim.
Yeah.
Vanilla ice
I
cream
know.
on the top.
What?
Yeah.
Or me.
That was lunch.
Send me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we had for
Yeah?
lunch.
I'm down.
Because
Oh, yeah?
it was a pie. You ate a pie. Like
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys do Utah at all?
That's likely on the way back.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should, yeah.
So we had a full loop.
Are you doing Zion?
we're kind of like, we kind of plan each day. Like today we were in the laundry mat with the maps out on the table, just kind of going, you want to do this, you want to do that. We kind of.
I highly recommend Zion.
Zion's
pretty
Utah
crowded,
generally, but yes.
And Moki Dugway.
Yeah.
Go to Monument Valley and go up Moki Dugway.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually done that, but on a street scrambler, so it was a little better. I don't know if these things will make it.
That'll be fine.
We will fall off a cliff.
Yeah, but we're just going to kind of time our way back, and we're going to try to see his sites. We have maps. We have Butler maps.
Yeah.
So our idea is to spend some time in South Dakota.
Yeah.
So if we can spend 2 or 3 days in the Black Hills and really get that riding experience, that's kind of our plan. On
Totally
the way
worth
back.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could go
So
stay
I-
at Michelle's motel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I told him about that. Yeah.
Oh,
Because-
So
we
I do
wanna-
have a recommendation for you. The Black Canyon of the Gunnison
Okay.
is an awesome place. It's southern Colorado, borders Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place. So it's much less crowded than going to it's southern Colorado.
Oh, so yeah. When you're going Utah into Colorado,
Yeah.
and you're riding on the highway, and there are those mesas just
Right.
lined up like soldiers. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an amazing landscape that I've been through a few times. But yeah,
I do want to bring up a happenstance experience.
Yeah.
You remember that movie Contact with the big antennas?
Yeah.
We're like cruising along, and we look over, and we're seeing those things.
Oh.
It's amazing, and we pulled off. It said there's a sign to pull off, and we rode up there, and we parked next to one. And it said U.S. government property, do not cross. And then we saw guys in pickup trucks coming at us with guns, so we hauled ass. But the
Part of that's true.
yeah, but anyway, yeah, I don't know if they had guns, but anyway, it was a truly like not planned moment, and it was really cool to see that in the middle of the desert because they're huge and they
SETI,
stretch.
right?
No, it's
SETI, SETI?
SETI.
no,
Yeah.
well, that's
That is
what
the
they're.
SETI.
Yeah,
that-
yeah, SETI.
They call it the very large array.
And
The big thing.
yeah, and understand, of course, riding through the desert, you can see it for miles and miles away, and then it
You're
just
like,
gets
what is
closer
it?
and closer, and then you can see how far it expands, how wide it is, how many there are, and just to go
was
there.
this near White Sands, that area?
Yeah, it's right in that area.
Yeah.
All right. Now, that just side story that just reminded me. So today, I sent these two out on the little mini bikes on the Benelli and the Amigo. One is plated, one is not.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, just go around the block, have some fun. Well, Dave comes back on the Benelli without Ed on the Amigo, and I was like,
I felt abandoned.
I was like, what? Where is he? And he just kind of points like over there. I'm like, well, are you gonna go get him? And he just said no. I'm like, what? So I was going to get a helmet. I'm thinking like the bike broke down or something. I'm gonna have to go get him. I'm like, I'll go, ride around the block and get him. And then Dave's like, oh, fine. He takes off. I don't know what's going on. He takes off in one driveway, and here now comes Ed riding the Amigo up the other driveway. I'm like, where? He just went to look for you. Where were you? He goes, I got pulled over.
No way.
It was kind of a wave over, like.
So what happened to you?
Well, so I think they heard me go around
You're just going around the block, right?
The garage is right next to it. Maybe.
Yeah,
next door to the police
Yeah, there's like a million cops in there. And I guess they heard me go around the first time, and one of them was walking out to his car for some reason, and I guess they heard me coming because he kind of stepped out on the drive and went like this, and I'm like, Dumb and Dumber coming in. And
not sure which is which yet.
Yeah, we're still.
That's true.
It's dumb. And so he's like,
that would make you dumber, right?
What are you doing? And I went.
You lied your ass off.
I played this card. I said, I'm from Georgia, and I'm thinking about buying the motorcycle. And he's like, oh, you're down. I know they know about you guys. So he kind of pointed down there. I'm like, yeah. And then he let me go. So it was
they
like
know about us.
You pulled the garage card.
Yeah. I was like,
what was he thinking? Like what? Was stealing the motorcycle? I mean, such a dumb thing to do.
Well, it reminds me of years ago when Doug and I had Trail 70s, and we would go out in the street here and do. We would just do drag races. I even went so far as I spray painted a line across the street.
In front of the police station.
And we'd line people up and do these drag races. And I remember I was lined up with Moti at the time. And we had a flag man. He waves the flag. And I looked up the street and I saw a police officer. I saw a cop car coming. So she takes off and I turned right into somebody's driveway and hid behind the bushes.
Yeah.
All right?
Mom.
And I see her like, what? She's looking over her shoulder like, where is she, And then I see the whoop, whoop, the lights go off.
Oh, no.
Now, granted, we're on Trail 70s. I'm not even sure we're reaching speed limit.
Yeah.
And so he pulls over and I see her talking to him and she's like hanging her head down in shame. And then she finally she comes up and I'm just in the bushes laughing my ass off, right? Everyone else split. She comes back up and I'm like, what did he say? She's like, oh man. She's like, he said, do you think we're idiots? We can hear you in there.
Yeah.
And he just came out like, stop this.
Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah, I think they're kind of
We should just invite them to come over.
Well, we used to have a cop who would come by and wrench on bikes on his shift until he got a call to go. Yeah, he was really hopeful to have around. Well, but so getting back to I looked up Pie Town.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Now we're gonna have to go
from here, 970 miles.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
it's like.
Oh, you're thinking Iron Butt to Pie Town.
Iron Butt to Pie Town.
Oh God, no.
No?
Ooh.
No.
And Iron Butt back.
Yeah.
Neil?
That's like
Hard
5
pass.
tanks of gas. Sure.
That's one way to think about it.
Do it.
Well, they're saying that it's like 14 hours. Bagel, what do you think?
Is that near Tuba City?
It's a bit longer for you, Bagel.
Is that kind of that area?
But
No, he's
an Iron Butter.
He's an Iron Butter.
and it's how many miles from Santa Cruz?
970. So we'll have to go up and down some driveways.
A couple hundred more than Portland.
Yeah, you have to
That's
leave
nothing.
from Monterey or something maybe, but yeah.
Oh wait, no. If we go through Phoenix, it's 1,008 miles.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Gas up in Phoenix.
Could visit some friends in
15
Surprise.
and a half hours with gas stops,
Place to
pit
stay.
stops, food.
There's no time visiting friends on the Iron Butt.
We're probably
Unless they're
looking
riding
at
with you.
maybe 17 hours, 18 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you down?
Yeah, go to the gathering place.
Raymond?
Yeah.
No.
It's going to be harder to do it in a group, I'll tell you that much.
No, I like having 3 people.
Oh God.
Herding cats, man.
No more than 2.
Really? Well,
I'll tell you
Well,
that.
I just
no more
did
than 2.
1,500 miles 2 up, and that's something I hadn't
Unless-
done before. So
I mean, if you have a group of 3 or more riders who all have the same bike and all have the same
bladder.
level of experience and same size bladder, then you might be able to do it as a bigger group. But it's not going to work well if everybody's mismatched.
How are you
Yeah,
going to
and
do
I
it
have
with
to
your
say-
knees?
no, my knees aren't the problem. My Niken. Well, the Niken only gets 160 miles per tank.
Oh,
that's about
Oh.
what my V-Strom gets.
So
Yeah,
I could
you need
take
to
the
you need to
990.
add a
every-
spare tank.
Yeah.
I'd take the 990. That thing
What's your
gets
range
there
on
fast. I don't know, but it gets there faster.
I don't know.
No, but honestly, yeah. The other thing too is I don't want to burn through tires on the Niken.
True.
That's
fronts,
a lot.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to wrap up your guys' trip, because Neil has a quick recap of his. But so now you're here. This is kind of the end destination. You're turning around and going back. You're going to take your time.
Well, Dave has to be back by what, 29th?
The 30th.
30th.
Yep.
What? Ugh.
And we didn't mention, Ed, that your wife has been on this show before.
Yes, she has. Yeah.
Hi, Lynn, if you're listening. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that introduced me to everyone here, you know.
It's all her fault.
Yeah.
That's a good woman right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is.
She's really trying to find ways to get rid of him, isn't she?
Yeah.
I know, exactly.
You're welcome,
Yeah,
Lynn. You're welcome.
Yeah, she's a badass. She learned to ride a motorcycle when she turned 50. And then last year was her 10-year anniversary, and she rode motorcycles and
awesome.
the Dolomites.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So.
Well, cool. Well, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out and spending the day. I hope it was a fun time in the garage. You pitched in, you brought donuts, you helped people do stuff.
It's all about the donuts.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the hospitality. We had a banger day yesterday. Everything,
wonderful.
Just the riding and all the background of Santa Cruz. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you for the history tour. That was great.
And the corn dog too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Well,
really
cool.
enjoyed it.
Well, Neil.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk to you since you did your Ireland tour.
It's been a busy several weeks at the garage. So.
How was it?
So the pre-part of the story is we've been planning this trip for about 2 years now.
Yeah, you did this 2-up with your wife.
Right. Yeah. So
see, he couldn't escape the wife.
She came along. So beginning of the trip, just before we left, we got COVID. We both got sick. But fortunately, we got well enough. Then we spent a week in New York visiting her sister and brother-in-law upstate. And I sent you a picture. Mark and I were working on getting his Vulcan running again. And then from there, we flew from New York to Dublin and picked up the bike. And so that's the motorcycle part of our trip.
And which bike did you choose?
We got a V-Strom 650.
And what do you ride here?
A V-Strom 1000. Yeah.
Trying something new, I see.
Trying something, yep. Well, the fleet that they have like R1250s, they had a couple of Harleys, they had an F900, they had a few other choices, but for us, I wanted to change as few things as possible. Mm-hmm. So my wife, Betty Lou, is very used to riding on the back of my 1000, and the ergos of the 650 are about the same. So as it turned out, she was pretty comfortable on that bike too. It worked out fine. So we fly into Dublin, stay overnight at the Jameson, which is the Jameson residence in Baldoyle. So it's the same family that makes the whiskey. Went for a hike on the beach that's near there. It's a great start to the trip. But we're still both pretty tired and pretty jet lagged for the next morning to get set up with the bike. So I don't want to go into too much of this, but I felt that the bike setup with the rental company was kind of rushed. They didn't walk us through the things, and it turns out they missed a couple of things that I'll get into a little bit later. So anyway, about 9:30, we get our gear on, get set up on the bike.
What bikes did you rent?
I rented a V-Strom 650. Okay. So just one for the both of us. So we're getting on the bike, and we talked about this earlier, the usual way that I've had her get on is I get on, get my feet down, and then she climbs on the back. We had never done this on a bike with panniers and with full gear. Big mistake. I tried to do that, tipped the bike over right there in the parking lot. So I was like, okay, we need a different procedure. So we worked out that bike needs to be on its side stand. I need to hold the bike. Then she clambers up onto it, and then I get on. So that's how we did it the rest of the trip. So lesson 1, how to get on 2-up with a bike with gear. So bear in mind, neither of us have done this before, a long trip. I've never done a trip more than a couple 100 miles in a day ride, and she's never done a long trip on a motorcycle at all. So this is both completely new to us in Ireland, jet lagged, maybe a little hungover from the Jameson.
Maybe.
Yeah, just a wee bit. Maybe it was the Guinness. I'm not sure.
And then you have to remember to ride on the other side of the road.
Oh, yes. So we pick the bike back up, get on, and we're set up. and off we go from Baldoyle, making our way west to Dublin, with our eventual destination being Killarney, which is in the southwest of Ireland, in I forget which county it is, County Kerry, actually. So about halfway along, we got lost a couple of times because we didn't have a programmed GPS. So we had to continually stop, check the phone, look at directions, try to remember all this, and remember jet lag, COVID brain, trying to do all this at once. So we got lost a few times. And then I look down and I see coolant leaking out from the water pump hose. I was like, oh. No, yeah. So we just stopped and took stock of things and did some problem solving. And Betty Lou gets on her iPhone, and she finds a motorcycle mechanic about 20 miles away. So, oh, great! All right, we'll work that out. We'll take the bike there. So we're going down these country roads, these back roads that are pretty well marked. Actually, that's one thing great about Ireland is the road markings are great. We go into this residential area with what looks like a bunch of townhouses. Like, is this where it is? Really? Where is this guy? So we're driving along, and then I see the guy's van. Oh, okay. That's the place. So it turns out he has this shop in the back of his house, a guy named Dave. So
good name. Another Dave,
right. So he says, oh yeah, I can totally take care of it. So he starts working on the bike, and so we go walk down the road to get a coffee and come back, and so we're just kind of hanging out in front of his place, and his wife comes out and invites us in and says, would you like some tea? I said, oh, that's very nice of you. So, oh, please come in. So we come in, and we're sitting in their living room and having this great conversation about our trip and what we've done, where we've traveled before, and just this total warmth and hospitality. So that was our introduction to the famous Irish hospitality. It's not a myth. Cool. It's a thing. Right. So we had this really positive experience getting the bike fixed. And that was probably the best thing that happened all that day. Because after that, the weather got blustery and cold.
Well, I was going to ask. Ireland is not known for its beautiful, perfect weather.
It is not.
What was that like?
Okay, so the first day was miserable.
There it is.
Right? It was rainy, it was blustery and cold, and plus being delayed, we didn't get into Killarney till about 8:30 at night.
You know what you should have rented? A Niken.
Yeah, if they had something like that. Yeah, possibly. So the upshot is that, after that first day and then dropping the bike once along the way again, that kind of made us sit and take stock of what was going on. It's like, do we really want to continue with this trip? And we had some serious conversation about
that early
this.
on.
Yeah, after that first day, it's like, are we in and over our heads? Do we, really, another cliche, did we bite off more than we can chew? So we rented a car the next day and drove the Ring of Kerry, visited Castle Ross, and just had a kind of a down day from the riding. And it was built into our schedule where we had off days where we could go explore. And it was the day that we needed, because after we had these really difficult and honest conversations about what was going on and what were the problems and how were we going to solve them, we worked out how to communicate and how to work together to problem solve together. And so the next day, or the third day, we took off, and we had a really epic ride to this this little road called the Gap of Dunlow. It's this little tiny one-lane road that kind of sneaks up through the mountains, and it's surrounded by fields with sheep and horses and people hiking along this. And then,
so close your eyes, imagine Ireland. Bing, there it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Those 40 shades of green and then some, right?
And sheep.
Lots of sheep. And so we rode this Gap of Dunlow, and it was like switchbacky and fun and slow, and we were just taking in the sights. And we even got lost a little bit, but it was okay because that was part of the journey. So we kind of began to feel our mojo again.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So the next destination was Dingle.
Were there berries?
Hold on.
There were berries there, right?
So we were.
Please tell me there were berries there.
Don't eat the berries.
So Killarney to Dingle. So a kind of a misty but not too cold ride, and done at low speeds because it was all on country roads. None of it was on motorway, so it was pretty pleasant. Dingle is an awesome place, not for the least of which is that it has 40 pubs. It's a town of like maybe 4,000 people and 40 pubs in this town. And I won't say that we hit them all, but one night we hit 4. And nice. One of the best Guinness pours we had the entire trip was in Dingle. So highly recommended as a destination in itself to spend a couple of days. So
I want to ask, I hate to cut you off, but I'm going to wrap it up. So I want to ask you some pertinent questions here. What is it, why would somebody want to do moto tour in Ireland? What's there that you can't find anywhere else?
There is an incredibly deep and rich history in Ireland, especially in its rather complicated relationship with the United Kingdom. So I think knowing that history going in and how that relationship evolved over the years is important. So culturally, it's rich.
Okay. And as a motorcyclist versus car?
As a motorcyclist, because you're approachable, people will tend to talk with you more. Mm-hmm. And Irish people tend to be very open anyway, and very up for any conversation. But as a motorcyclist, doubly so. In fact, one of the favorite conversations we had was a guy who is ironically a Scotsman, but who was based in Ireland.
Did they all look like Bagel?
No, the Scotsman did. Biker Bob.
Your people
is playing the song of our people. So I think as a motorcycle destination, and especially if you're not into high speed and motorway, mm-hmm. if you're more into lower speed travel, the kinds of things you were talking about last week that Vintage Rides does. That's kind of the same spirit as traveling in Ireland. It's lower speed. You're around people. They're interested in you, as you are in them.
So you recommend going around to all these smaller towns?
Yes. So
what I would recommend is just look on the map and find the ones with the funniest names.
Oh yeah. Well, there's Letterkenny all the way up north.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's Kilkenny, which is in County Cork. So yes, they have. They're really funny, and then it kind of changes as you see that the signs are the language or it's bilingual. So the signage is in Gaelic and English.
Yeah.
So you'll see the Gaelic version of it, and it says, "Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense why it's Letterkenny, for example."
All right.
Because it's County Leitrim, which is next to it. Yes, the place names are funny, but you get over that. But the history is rich. The landscape is beautiful. The riding is mellow and entertaining. You're riding through country lanes. You're having to watch for farm equipment, manure on the road, for example, mud, things like that. So you have to be mindful that you're in a rural area and the road surface isn't always the best.
And would you say that was the right bike choice?
I think it was the perfect bike.
Because they didn't have a Niken.
Well, I don't know. Let me put it this way. When I dropped it, it was light enough that I could pick it up.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad you had a great time.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you like beer.
Yes.
Because that seems like the perfect
We drank
place.
lots of Guinness. Best Guinness pour, and this is the thing about the best pint. It was a pub called Kruger's, which is on Dingle and Schlehead.
For sure.
Dingle and Schlehead.
I know exactly where that is.
Right. And it was just this little out of the way place, and they billed themselves as the westernmost pub in Europe. Is this particular place. And it was, so the Guinness they poured there was had that malty, chocolatey taste and none of that sourness. So that's the whole trick is that it has to be fresh. And so there's the whole thing about how Guinness is better in Ireland. It is, because Guinness just does not travel well. But even at that, one of the least enjoyable pints that I had was at the Guinness Storehouse in Dublin. We spent 4 days in Dublin. That's one of the things we did. And I don't know why, but they just didn't change their taps enough or what the deal was. But it had that stale, sour taste that Guinness gets when it sits too long. But so 10 days, we made our way back to Dublin. We spent 4 days in Dublin, and just walked around and did a kind of a literary tour and drank whiskey and, visited a couple of distilleries, saw the Book of Kells I'm spacing on the name of the university, but Trinity. Thank you. Saw the old library there. Very worthwhile. We were right across from Marion Square, near where Oscar Wilde's residence was, and also where part of the novel Ulysses was set, the James Joyce novel. There was actually sat in on a reading of Ulysses while I was there.
Oh, nice.
So I got that cultural exchange and met the shop owner and have a promise to have them come over and meet us, and we'll show them California.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you found your people there too.
I did. I did find my people.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a great trip. I know you did a lot of work preparing for it.
We did, and by the end of the motorcycle ride, we were ready for more. I said, "Why don't we go to Belfast or to Kerry? Why don't we take the ferry across to Scotland or to Wales?"
Yeah.
We were starting to think about that, and we'll probably do it again.
Good for you.
Nice.
Well, some of us are taking our own trip very soon.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
there's a rumor has it.
Yeah, Ray and John and I are leaving the end of the week.
Yeah.
Heading to Pakistan.
Ready for it.
So we got a little surprise for all of our listeners. While we're gone, there won't be any new live shows, but I have gone and pulled 3 of our favorites from the archives to replay for everyone. Put a little intro in there. Because I find that shows that are over 3 years old, people aren't really going back that deep and rediscovering some of our favorite episodes, including the first appearance of Emma.
No.
Wow.
I'll have to listen to that.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. But before we leave, I wanted to get to some emails. And Bagel, you've got a long email there.
I do.
Can you read it for us?
All right. It says, "Hey, Misfits, Justin here. I'm new to the podcast.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, we love new listeners.
I've been listening to you guys while I'm at work on Spotify. I started at 80, and now I just finished episode 103.
Wow.
Well, I talk about the back episodes not being discovered. It's going to take them a long time to hear this email being read.
Yeah.
A little bit. I know I'm far behind, but I'm planning on catching up since 23 episodes. 23 episodes was 1 week at work.
Wow.
Wow.
That sounds like your job.
Yeah.
On episode 103, you were talking about percentages. My question is, how many people die from accidents caused by bright headlights? Just to know how far back I am. I'm back from 2015. And the funny thing about 2015 is that in 2014, I got into a bad dirt bike accident. Story time. My dad went to get his aortic valve replaced in his heart. And the day after he got out of the hospital, I decided to ride. And I was 13 and decided to go to the gravel pits. And that's it. So I go on my way and I have to pass my buddy's house. And I decided to see if his bike was out. Oh shit, I forgot. I was on an 06 TTR 125, bored to its max. He was on the 2000s, not sure on year, like it's 04. Getting back, I'm ripping on this trail that's not supposed to be used by anyone, state land in Michigan. So I'm ripping it like 25 and some twisty you can't see around. And behold, my friend was coming out back on that same two-track trail.
I just want to paint this picture. You guys remember when you were 13? You get on a bike and just let loose.
Why is he
That
80?
like this kid is living
No care
life.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what happens next? He was coming around the same blind corner, almost a head-on accident.
My two brothers did that.
So our handlebars hit, and we collide both doing 25 miles per hour, but in opposing directions. So if I was standing still, it would be like he was going 50. We both get thrown off and rolled a long distance, unless it was adrenaline going. But I get up and go to walk, and I just drop. His left foot peg goes through my foot like a hot knife through butter.
That's cringe.
Oh, by the way, brand new riding boots. If it was steel tip ones, the steel would have pinched my toes off. So I get back up and hop on one foot to my bike because it was just at red line for at least a minute.
Oh God.
So I get it up, and my buddy helped me and everything, and that's when it hit me that I was done at that point. So my forks are bent. His bike is missing the clutch handle. He get his bike up and running the best we got. He takes off to my house 1.5-ish miles away, gets my sister in the Kawasaki Mule 660, I believe, basically a golf cart with a tiltable bed.
Oh God, he's in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Gets me, got to the hospital. I ended up crushing my left foot except my big toe. Lost the skin off the top of my foot. My fault. Never take your gear off like boots. I had to get a skin graft from my ass.
Wow.
200 plus stitches to hold it on, and broke the plate in my left hand. My foot alone had 6 pins in it for a while. He walked away with a broken finger. Then the next day, my dad goes back into the hospital for AFib.
Oh God.
I'm at one hospital for kids, and he's at the heart center, basically right across from each other.
He's giving his mom a heart attack now.
Yeah.
The only thing is we were like 12 to 14 floors high.
Oh God.
He's better. I wish they took my foot.
Oh.
I still wish they took my foot. But like 6 months later in 2015, my uncle passes from the same thing my dad had fixed, aortic aneurysm.
Oh no.
So a few years back, I got the itch to jump back on. So I ended up getting an 83 Yamaha Maxim XJ750. Shaft driven for $600.
Oh, nice.
Few hours away, barn find basically, Facebook Marketplace. Ran when parked.
Yeah.
Getting it loaded, and he's telling me about previous work done, upgraded header's pipe and some internals. Forgot it's been 3 years, but he told me it pulls like a raped ape. Sure enough, better hang on.
Oh my God.
Got it running after cleaning the mice nest in the exhaust. New tire, been 10 plus years dry rotted, and all. Clean the carb internals with lemon juice.
What?
And it cleaned all the rust off.
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
It cleaned all the rust off them. Then I got my paper license. I rode to work and went to leave, and the starter clutch finally took a shit.
Yeah.
So I had to tow it home. I expected a wrench on it, and I wanted to get into flipping bikes. So I pulled the engine, split the case, and everything that comes with that, replaced it, and got it up and ready for the next season because it was already cold out. So this last season, I put at least 800 to 1,000 miles on my bike just going to work and back, but only because my transmission in my car went out. I was on my bike all summer, but I also got a second paper license. In Michigan, you can only get 2 every 10 years. So now I'm boned, and I have to take a class for the plastic before I can ride legal. First bike I rode was being packed around on my dad's 80s NX 250. Then I've been riding since I was 8 on 8-ish on the Honda XR50, and then 10-ish was the Yamaha TTR 90. Then I got a TTR 125, blew it up, oil deleted. then bored it bigger, and also it was the LTTR-L for electric start.
Yeah.
Then my Maxim. My up the butt bike is a WR250. Can't decide here. Can't wait to catch
Wow, that's
up.
an easy up the butt one there. Yikes.
Okay.
Guys, easy.
Can't wait to catch up. Justin signing off.
He's just up to 200 something. Yeah, I think he's going to be about 58 when he catches up. Well, good luck. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, my
Another 3 or 4 years, maybe.
Oh, my God. Just imagine, being 13, just ripping and having the time of your life. And then, like,
Yeah.
man. All right, we got time for one more. John, you got one there.
Yeah, this is from Ike from West Texas.
Hey,
I'm not doing it in the whole thing. Follow up to my last email about my crash. I found two wheels so much. I love two wheels so much I couldn't stand to be in a cage for more than 2 weeks. So thanks to divine intervention, I found a bike within 200 miles of my house just 2 weeks after the crash that totaled my bike. It's the same make and model as my crash bike, but 1 year newer, and the guy selling it had done a couple of mods that I've been meaning to do, but never got around to, which is aftermarket exhaust, floorboards, and crash bars. Score. A friend drove me about 150 miles west to get the bike, and my new lady and I got to know each other a little during the ride home. Thankfully, my ride was a lot better than the one previous listener emailed about. No rain and my bike stayed in one piece. The man I bought it from was the original owner of the bike, a 2011 Yamaha Raider, and took really good care of her. He had some mods that I didn't care for, so when I got home, I stripped her down and started making it my own. First was a new fairing, and then the same Kerrigan grips, end caps, and throttle boss. Yeah, thanks. More to come, of course. Since I was a sole operator of my bike, and the man was a sole operator of this one, I consider it an honor to continue this bike's journey. She and I are getting to know each other, as she has different handlebars than my last bike and feels a little different. But so far, we're doing well together. Feels like we're dating and trying to feel each other out. But I've been married to my I've been married to my best friend for over 20 years, so I don't remember what dating feels like anymore. Anyway, just wanted to let you all know that I'm back on two wheels and going. This podcast is so cathartic for me since I don't have many motorcycle friends anymore due to some deciding not to ride anymore and some to other unfortunate circumstances. So thank you all so much for what you do. Shine a side up and stay weird, Misfits.
I'm glad to hear you're back on the bike. You know, that's what I always say, that bad riders crash, good riders crash and get back on.
Yep. Because you will crash.
Because you will crash. Yeah, so glad you're back on, and hopefully we don't have any crashes in Pakistan. John?
Hey, I'm riding sweep the whole time. I already decided that.
Oh, you are? That's usually my job.
No, you're up in the front. You got to race Moyne.
Okay. Where are you going, Raymond?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the car. I mean, usually I do sweep, but I don't.
We can't all do sweep.
I know.
The closer you are to Moyne, the more chances are you getting crashed.
Yeah, it's a mathematical.
It's a mathematical equation. It's a fact. Look it up.
It is true. Well, thank you guys for coming out. I hope we made it worth your time for coming out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming.
This is a great experience. We really appreciate the hospitality.
Just being able to see the studio was worth it, right?
Well, yeah, it's like really cool in here.
As I say, welcome to my brain. This is what it looks like.
That's a scary
So,
thought.
Exactly.
Liza, Emma's not here, but did they fill up the Dolomite trip? Do you know, or?
I'm not sure. You have to check I put the link in our show notes.
Okay, good.
For Layout Escapes for the Dolomite tours.
Last word we received is they still had a couple spots. So if you're interested, check it out.
You guys recommend it, yeah?
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, let's do it. That's one of those. Check, did it.
If you want to learn to ride switchbacks, that's the place to go. It was amazing.
Now we got to get Ray and Neil to get out there, do one of those.
I'm doing Peru.
Oh yeah, Peru is really good.
Yeah, I want to go to Morocco.
I do recommend it. Well, we are going to be hitting the road and the one thing I'm not looking forward to in Pakistan is looking at the weather.
Oh God!
They're going through a heat wave in Lahore, where we are going to spend a few days to sightsee.
It's not dry heat. It's like
let me just say
humid heat.
It's going to be between 112 and 117 every day.
So here would be a great motorcycle product is a mister that kind of mounts and mists your face while you're riding.
That's good for glasses owners.
Maybe you can find something on AliExpress that does that.
Oh, yeah. AliExpress. Yeah. Oh, not bad. thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoy our archive shows. There was a lot to choose from, but we will be back in a few weeks, getting the gang back together.
Yep.
Yeah, Emma will be back. Ray, we'll be back to have stories, and we're going to be riding with Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Matt and John, who are at the rally.
And Tessa.
And
Tessa.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. So, Bagel, we'll be thinking of you.
All right.
And that we
I
wish
will
you were
be
there
thinking of
with
you
us, too. I know. You got 3 weeks off, Bagel. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to be home on a
Wow.
Sunday night.
Holy cow! What do I do with myself?
You could
Work
even
on
have a
the
party.
scoots.
No one will know.
Yellowstone. That's good.
Me and the cats.
I know. So time to wrap up. Thank you, everyone, especially our Patreon subscribers. Love it. I got some new subscribers this week.
That's great.
Send them out a link to get their free T-shirt.
Oh, I need mine.
Yeah.
I need mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I got to go give out some T-shirts. Go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. You'll find the link to our store. You can reach out, send an email through there. Anything you need is there. And thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. On that note, we're ready to get out of here. Everyone knows what their job is now? Okay. So, right. Thank you, everyone. This is Liza.
Ed.
Stumpy John.
Dave.
Ray.
Neil.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.